Good morning. It is Monday. Welcome to the CBS News Minnesota Morning Update. I'm Jason DeRusha. Glad to have you with us today. Hope you had a nice weekend. Was it good? Yeah, it was pretty pleasant out there. Hope you got a chance to get outside because it's going to be awful this week. I feel like I'm officially over it. I'm over it. Look at this. This is nice. Katie Steiner is here. This is a Katie Steiner forecast.
I feel like I'm interrupting a moment here of you talking to yourself.
This is what we do, Katie. There are people watching this. We talk to the people.
Yes.
What do you want to say about your forecast? What do you have to say for yourself, Steiner?
Okay, so you remember last week
No.
when we had our temperatures we had the 2 days where our high temperatures came at like 11:59 and then 4 a.m.
Right. It was so unusual. We made such a big deal out of
It was
it.
so exciting.
Here it is again.
Yeah, we're doing it again.
It's fine.
Same
It's going to be fine
song,
today. Upper
second.
20s.
Yeah, no, not bad at all. And what I love about these kind of nights is get out the grill. I'm going to make burgers tonight. I'm super excited about it.
29 degrees, why not?
Not that bad outside.
Yeah.
And I can't grill at all the next week because it's just going to be outrageously awful. Would you like to see the
Yeah,
next
do it.
graphic?
Let's see
Okay.
it. Let's see it because my kid asked me yesterday if we could go to the U.S. men's soccer match at Allianz Field, outdoor, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. What do you think, Katie?
Well, the warmest it's going to feel is 5 below.
Yeah.
Now, I can
Yes.
tell you what we're expecting it to feel like. You said 7 p.m. on
Wednesday.
Wednesday. I'm going to tell you right now, it's
I don't
not
know
going to be great.
who thought it would be a good idea to schedule an outdoor soccer match in Minnesota in February.
Probably the same people that scheduled the Winter Classic, and it was like 20
Yeah,
below.
right.
It's going to feel like 8 below.
8 below.
At the time of kickoff.
It's fine. You know, put some layers on.
Is he about that? Will he go? Is he a tough Minnesota kid?
He would love to go.
Are you a tough Minnesota man?
Okay, thank you, Katie. Let's
You're
talk
welcome.
about adulting. You know, there are a million reasons to kind of skip over whatever tasks you have in front of you, right? We all feel this desire, but there is a new survey. Nearly 2 in 3 adults admit to avoiding adulting by using an excuse. I'm too tired, number 1. It's too cold, number 2. I forgot, number 3. I'll start tomorrow. Now, do you know what adulting is? We, back in the day, used to just call this doing things. But now it's like, you know, making your bed or doing the laundry or this sort of stuff. Paying bills, those are adulting duties.
Things that millennials don't want to do, but you really should.
Yes. So what's your top excuse for avoiding adulting? Lay it on us. Now. Do it now on Facebook. You can't do it later. You got to do it now, and we'll share some of your best adulting avoidance excuses coming up. Sentencing is today for a Maple Grove man who hit and killed a woman while driving a school bus full of kids. It's just an outrageous story. 35-year-old Jason Reinders, he admitted this. He pled guilty to criminal vehicular homicide in November. So this incident happened in March of 2020 in Brooklyn Park, and police say Reinders was driving a bus. There were kids on it when he hit a 45-year-old, Devin Doherty. He stopped the bus, got out, then got back in and drove off. He'll have the chance to speak today, and our cameras will be there. As part of the plea agreement, Reinders' prison sentence is capped at 48 months, and we'll bring you whatever Reinders says, if anything, and perhaps victim impact statements as well. So we'll bring you that sentencing on our noon and evening newscast, and it'll be streaming here on CBS News Minnesota. The uncertainty around the Minneapolis restaurant scene, you might think it would stop people from opening new businesses, but it's not. Urban Skillet is a new fast casual halal restaurant that's going to open on Valentine's Day in Uptown. Now, halal is kind of a way of certifying that food is permissible under Islamic law. MJ Muhammad is the franchise owner. He's Muslim. He was introduced to the original Urban Skillet on a trip to Los Angeles. He liked it so much he asked the owner about opening a location here. And the two men have worked for a year and a half to be ready for that opening on Valentine's Day.
This used to be a coffee shop. So he got all the permits during COVID. He had to have all the hood inspections during COVID. Yeah. There was times where I think you said the inspectors had COVID themselves.
Yeah, I like the food. and this is home. What else?
What else? Exactly. Right next to another burger place, right? Right by the Five Guys in Uptown. This is more like Lowry Hill, so it's more on that end of Uptown. And Muhammad said he's just always loved the neighborhood, so he's not worried about crime. He is worried about hiring a staff. They need 10 people, and they are still looking for folks. Minneapolis public school students back in the classroom today. They were online for 2 weeks. MPS, one of the first districts to make that online switch after the holidays. Omicron surging. And then we saw a number of districts do this around the state. MPS says it was really staffing, bus drivers, teachers who are out with Omicron. During the break from the classroom, the district says they restocked the KN95 masks. They got more at-home testing kits to give students so they feel like they're ready to go. Anoka Hennepin has decided to do a school-by-school mask requirement. 7 Anoka Hennepin schools now requiring face coverings for kids and staff this week. And the district says student absences at these schools doubled their monthly average. So they said, this is what we're going to do. District sent a note to parents and said, look, we recommend masks at all of our schools, but they're not required. So kids and parents can make their own choice there. We have seen N95 masks available for free at many local pharmacies, those coming from the federal government. Today, the legislative session gets underway, and key issues include crime. Both parties saying they want to do something about crime. Of course, both political parties have different ideas as to what their solution should be. Big surplus, you know the deal. More money, more problems. $7.7 billion surplus. Our politicians seem to struggle more with surplus than they do with deficit. Crime education helping Minnesota families through either tax cuts or more programs. It sort of depends on which side of the aisle you're on. The session will be a little different again. You'll have some hybrid, so some in person, some virtual. The goal is to keep lawmakers and the public safe during the pandemic, but we are seeing in the Republican-controlled Senate, they'll be in person, no mask requirement. In the DFL-controlled House, a lot of it will be online, and they do have a mask requirement. So there you go. Car prices remain near record highs, but people are still buying them. Used vehicle prices up 37% over the past year based on the December Consumer Price Index. New car prices up 12%. Kind of the hikes in those prices capped a little bit by the availability and the supply issues. Still, car ownership increased for every demographic, perhaps because people working remotely, less transit use. I don't know. Gen Z did not go up, but everybody else, a percentage of that demographic owns more cars. The longest sled dog race in the lower 48 is off and running. Woo! There they go. Teams of mushers taken off from Duluth yesterday for the John Bear Grease Sled Dog Marathon. It's a 300-mile competition, ends in Grand Portage. And as you heard, there are spectators this year. Last year, there were no spectators. John Bear Grease was a guy who delivered mail between two harbors in Grand Marais in the late 1800s. So that's what the sled race is named after. It is a qualifier for the Iditarod, which takes place in April. So beautiful. Our John Lauritsen up there covering that, which is cool. I'm glad we went up to cover it. That's really fun. How about this? This was fun, too, over at the State Fairgrounds over the weekend. Snow sculptures for the St. Paul Winter Carnival. The artistry is just amazing on these. The finished sculptures are on display, so they're all done, and they were judged. So they're on display today from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. This is the third place eagle and bison, just like they're hanging out, having a chat. So those guys won. They were the Vulcan's Choice. They won $250. It's not bad. Want to see the second place winner? Okay, we'll show you. This one is called Convergent Devolution. Whoa. Looks like the snow sculptor really got deep on that one. $500 cash prize for this. And the first place winner, I think, when you look at the detail of the Olympic rings, you're like, that's pretty cool. We got the torch, we got the rings. It's called Olympic Dreaming. Made by the Baller brothers, Jonathan and Joshua, and their buddy Kurt Cook. So they're from St. Paul, Cottage Grove, that area. They won $1,000, and good for them. They get to take part in the national snow sculpting competition, too. That's in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. So good luck to them in Lake Geneva. People in Florida are dodging falling iguanas. Whenever I see iguanas, I think of there's like a kid's song. There was like a alphabet song that I remember my kids watching.
Oh, eyes for iguana.
Eyes for iguana. I want an iguana. This is what I think about.
Did they talk about the frozen ones?
Not in the song, no.
Fine. Checks.
National Weather Service put out a frozen falling iguana warning because Florida. When it gets what, like in the
I think it's 40s. Yep, because
they
they're cold-blooded.
freeze. Right.
Yeah. Or they just, I don't know.
And they're
if it's
fine. They're like
frozen.
stunned by the cold weather.
Yeah.
And they fall. Temps got down to 25. So that's pretty
gas.
cold. That's pretty cold. Yep, just pick them up, move them in the sunshine, and they're fine. But it's a little alarming when you've got iguanas all over your property.
Is this how you react to cold weather?
Me?
Yeah.
Freeze and just like
Yeah.
just hit the ground.
Oh,
A Rhode
this
Island
is why you're not going to soccer game.
I don't know that that's a good idea for me to go that. Especially like tickets are like $85 to $100.
Oh gosh, to sit out there and freeze for 3 hours?
I have a feeling ticket prices are going to drop on Wednesday. We'll see. A Rhode Island couple. This is cute. Big nor'easter out there. They got married. It was their wedding day on Saturday. What are you going to do? You're going to have the wedding. It looks like the streets weren't plowed, so they walked to the Providence Public Library. This is very like Providence, Rhode Island-y, isn't it? Flower girl on the sled there. Snow boots, of course, instead of your high heels. They're throwing snow like it's rice. It's pretty good.
I bet the pictures are great.
Yeah, they said they're here. Let's listen to these two.
Oh, we met 5 years ago, and it was just been kind of crazy stuff like this all the time.
Shout out to Bumble. That's
Bumble.
what got us together.
She's something, isn't she? Shout out to Bumble. Very good East Coast, Rhode Island accent there.
Yeah.
Cute. Very cute. Congrats. Little snowball fight afterwards.
Of course.
You know, why not? All right, we're talking about adulting. We're talking about excuses. I love a good excuse. I have 2 teenagers, so I hear a lot of excuses.
Great.
Let's roll it. What do we got? Suzanne, endless procrastination to the point I have an extreme need to get stuff done. Yep. My excuse for avoiding adulting duties is I just don't want to. There you go, Bradley. That's at least an honest excuse. Yep. I don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. I procrastinate. Yeah, I get that, Bradley. Thank you. Sean, I was going to, but then I had to watch Cool Hand Luke for the 4,872nd time.
It's a good one. Also honest.
That's Sean. Sean was raging earlier this morning, crashing cameras into each other.
Oh.
No, that happens. And then Sean yelled at me when I brought it up. And then I brought it up on this.
Yeah, he's going to really like this.
It's fine. It's fine. Who cares? Jenny worked all day sitting in a chair at a desk job. She needs to relax tonight. That's a good excuse. You deserve it. You deserve it.
I would agree.
It's self-care Monday. Hannah, I have to get up early and do everything in the morning. Otherwise, it doesn't get done.
Ooh, I'm with her. That is definitely.
Yep, that early morning wake up. Oh, Jackie's a list checker.
Ooh.
Very nice. I'd rather just do it, be done, than move on. Unfortunately, neither of my children inherited this trade. Lists are a good way to get it done. Good stuff. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Have a great Monday. Enjoy it. Oh, see, this is what happens when you make fun of the camera operator. Well played. Well played. We'll see you tomorrow.